Katie Lambert. I am from Step Forward Nutrition and Wellness, and I am a registered dietitian.
Hi, I'm Taylor Geiger, Senior Editor at HealthyWay.
So we're gonna make some smoothies today, but it's really important to kind of talk about the nitty-gritty about smoothies, because we can make something and think it's really healthy, but realize we added maybe too much of something and it could be really high in calories or really high in sugar. So we're gonna kind of focus on how do we make sure that our smoothies are good for us and nutritious. We're gonna start by focusing on what we would consider the base of the smoothie. Typical bases to start off with would be something like a milk or a juice or a water. This kind of provides the liquid for the smoothie. If you're doing milk, just choose one that works for your diet. For juice, try to choose 100% fruit juice with no added sugar. You can also add in Greek yogurt or regular yogurt, banana to make it kind of that creamy and smoothiness. So we are gonna start with our almond butter chocolate smoothie. A banana, a half a cup of oats. We're gonna do 1 serving of protein, and for this, we are focusing on a plant-based protein powder. Do a tablespoon of almond butter, a cup of the unsweetened almond milk. And I think we are good to go to blend it. Let's give this a whirl, shall we?
Good.
Good?
Super good. Super good. You can taste the banana, the chocolate, everything's there.
So now we're gonna make our berry blast smoothie. And this smoothie is gonna focus a little bit more on carbohydrates and choosing ones that are gonna be very nutrient dense and give you the most bang for your buck.
Great.
Okay, so we're gonna start with a cup of strawberries, and why don't you slice those? Okay. Now, if you don't buy your spinach bagged, you wanna remove these stems from your spinach because they're not gonna taste very good. The leaf is really what we want.
So what are some reasons why someone might want to increase their carb intake?
If you're an athlete and you are working hard and you're burning lots of calories, that we need a good way to kind of refuel and get those carbohydrates back in you. Another reason might be if you're having a meal like previously that has a little bit more protein, that has maybe minimal carbohydrate, this might be a good way to add more carbs into your diet. Or if you know someone who, let's say, has diabetes and we want them to follow a consistent carbohydrate diet, this would be a great way to kind of add more carbs into their diet. While you're dumping those in, I'm gonna get a half a cup of blueberries. The idea is when we measure our fruits, we're not then going to be having so many that it makes our smoothie really high in calories and too high in carbohydrate. A cup of Greek yogurt, a quarter cup of milk. And then I'll let you blend it up. So let's go ahead and try this one.
Oh, I like that one. That might be my favorite so far.
But this would make a great breakfast smoothie. You could also do it with like a salad or something for lunch as kind of a complimentary smoothie. It's really versatile. If you wanted to add more protein to it, you could always add a little bit of our protein powder or add some more Greek yogurt. You can also add some nut butter too. Now we're gonna make our blueberry avocado smoothie to incorporate healthy fats into our smoothies, okay? So to start off with, I'm gonna pass you the spinach to prep. You're welcome. And I'm gonna start with our avocado.
So what are some reasons why someone might want to incorporate some more healthy fats into their diet?
Fats give us that kind of sticking power. So if you are wanting to lose weight and you want to feel fuller longer, adding some healthy fats in is a great way to kind of curb your appetite for several hours after you have it. It helps with our heart. It helps with memory function. There's so many great things that healthy fats can help us with, and they kind of sometimes get forgotten about, if you will, and kind of bringing them back into the limelight is really gonna promote people eating them more. And I'm gonna measure out a half a cup of almond milk. So you'll also notice that we have 2 different measuring cups, and something I kind of want to point out, there's a wet measuring cup and a dry measuring cup. If you end up measuring a wet and a dry or a dry and a wet, you're gonna have your ingredients be off a little bit. Okay, let's grab that blender and we can start adding our ingredients. A cup of blueberries.
Is there any rule of thumb, like what order the ingredients should go into the blender? Does that matter at all?
The only time that you may run into some trouble is if you're adding a protein powder or adding a powdery type substance and you put it in first, it may not get completely blended up.
Okay.
So another example would be is if you're doing like a protein powder in a shaker bottle, do your liquid first and then the protein powder so it gets mixed up easier. And then I'll let you pour that in. All right, and then I'm gonna have you reach and grab that flax seed.
Sure thing.
And we'll do a tablespoon of that.
Okay, great. So can you give us some more examples of some healthy fats that are easy to add to a smoothie like this?
Yeah, so if you don't have flax seeds at home, if you have chia seeds, that's another great way. You can do almond butter again. The avocado is a real easy one to add in. You can also add in nuts and seeds. So if you just wanted to take some like slivered almonds or take some walnuts or any type of nut, you can add those in as well. Let's get this blended up. So while this one may not have the prettiest of colors, and sometimes smoothies take on interesting colors when we blend things up, I promise it does taste good.
She's not lying, it does taste good.
And you may notice it's a little bit thicker because we
Yes.
added the avocado, it creates more of a creamy texture. If it's too thick, you can always add in a little bit of a little more almond milk.
Great. Would you recommend any of these as like a meal replacement option, or are these more like supplemental with a regular meal schedule?
You really could do them as meal replacements. It just depends upon the serving size.
Thank you so much for your time today, Katie.
You are so welcome. Happy to kind of come in and create some fun smoothies with you.
Great. For more tips, go to HealthyWay.com.